I'm Stanley Campbell. I'm running for the United States Senate in the great state of Florida. Here in 2024, you're going to hear a lot about healthcare. You're going to hear a lot about the changes associated with healthcare. One of the key elements of my campaign is the expansion of healthcare services in urban and rural communities. Today, we have issues associated with barriers to diagnoses and barriers to treatment. One of the most impactful examples is the untimely death of a great Olympian, Tori Bowie, who passed away in Florida. She passed away with complications from preeclampsia and eclampsia. One of the things that touched me the most is seeing Allison Felix, one of her teammates, actually pick up the baton, continue the race. And that continuing in that race is to make known to all of us the importance of persistent monitoring. This is a disease that actually can be treated to save lives. Today, we now have the ability to have doctors actually prescribe persistent monitoring for those patients who might be susceptible to eclampsia and preeclampsia. Today, what that means is something as simple as a healthcare monitor. For me, I use my watch. Today, we have available under the new 2024 rules the ability to make those items available. Electing me will actually assure that. Examples of persistent monitoring like hypertension, diabetes, congestive heart failure, COPD, or pain management. These are all treatable. Women of color have an 800 times more potential to suffer from preeclampsia and eclampsia than their counterparts. Monitoring and persistent monitoring has the ability to save lives. And my campaign is based on many of those aspects, not just preeclampsia, not just the persistent monitoring of blood pressure, but those that include behavioral health, substance use disorder, and other treatable diseases that we've previously not been able to either diagnose well or treat well. This has been the lifelong work of my wife, and over the last 10 years, the lifelong work of me. We can do this. In 2024, we now have the ability, through changes made to the Medicare, Medicaid, and Indian Health and Veteran Services, the fact that we can now do persistent monitoring. And that is not just limited to urban environments, it is also available to those of us who live in rural communities. In the state of Florida, we've lost much of our rural health. So that means that the remote monitoring becomes a force multiplier. Those of us who don't live within 20 to 40 miles of a healthcare facility can still receive top-notch services through the changes that the administration has made and those changes that I will continue to bring to the United States Senate. It is critically important that those of you who are clinicians and those of you who are patients actually understand that it's your responsibility to advocate for these services. The funding is there, the opportunity is there, and the fact that we can actually save lives through persistent monitoring. My name is Stanley Campbell. I'm running for the United States Senate because a vote for me is a vote for better health care to all in Florida. I am Stanley Campbell and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Stanley Campbell for United States Senate.